Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy is here. What up, T?
Hello, sir.
How are you, my friend?
I am pretty freaking good.
Yeah?
All things considered,
Fancy new haircut.
Thank you.
I like your Tupac Shakur shirt.
All eyes on me. Yeah. Well, you know, we dodged this snowpocalypse pretty well, I think, all things considered.
Is it done?
There's only supposed to be a few hours left. I mean, we might get another inch or two, but I
Yeah.
mean, there's 6 inches out there, maybe. They were talking
Yeah.
like 18.
I know.
Fucking shut this place down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still pretty damn cold out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
gotta
part
tell ya.
sucks. But
Yeah, it does. Sorry, everybody. We didn't do a show last night. I had to go back to the dentist.
this fucking excuse is getting really tired,
dude,
man.
believe me, I was having so much pain in my gum all around the tooth,
Yeah.
and it turned brown in like a day.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, something's leaking back in there. And
Okay.
there's some shit going on.
It sounds like malpractice suit.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Well,
She's
this should've been-
fantastic.
Should
But
have been no charge, I assume.
yeah, I had to pay just a little bit. Not much,
Okay.
though.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
sounds like they fucked up. So
Something fucked up, but they had to shave some stuff and do some stuff, and it still fucking hurts like hell. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not my last trip, but
oh, goody. It's
anyway,
always fun.
I was numbed up proper yesterday. And
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks, but it kind of prevented doing a show.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Sorry.
I think I've been pretty honest with people. Like, look, I'm gonna have some doctor's appointments.
we-
I'm gonna have some issues
We
going
punch
forward.
no clock around here, my man.
I know we don't, but I'm desperate to grab that credibility. Like, we can
Yeah.
count on you fuckers.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't just some
I think
bullshit
we're doing
thing.
all right, hey.
I think we are too.
Yeah.
I agree. We're even doing another show this week.
Allegedly.
Yeah, this would normally, it's Thursday. This would normally be our last show for the week, but Newberg's coming to town. He's at One Night Stands.
One night stands in Waterford, correct?
Yeah, and you can still get tickets.
There's still a few tickets
Just
left.
Google it.
Yeah, well,
One Night Stands.
he should have been here tonight. Well, Thursday, depending on when you listen to this. There should
Yeah.
have been a Thursday show, but he was flying a airline that canceled all their flights this way yesterday and today.
Yeah.
So it was not an option. So he had to bail on tonight's thing, but he's got two shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Yeah. And we're going to go to one of the shows on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday nights. Yep.
And then I think he's going to stay the night here with Michelle on Friday. And we're
Well,
going to
he's
do
going to stay
something.
the night. I'll be with Michelle.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot. You've got those flapjacks in your back pocket. She can't resist.
Yep. Michelle, if you're listening, bring the ring.
Bring the ring. But yeah, we're going to do something Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Before his
little bonus
shows.
show.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's
Be good to have
he's
him in.
going to come in. He wants to argue about some shit.
Perfect.
So I said, perfect for him, sir. Bring it in. Let's argue. Let's see how liberal California's turned Newberg.
Yeah.
So that should be fun. That should
Absolutely.
be fun.
Absolutely.
But
Be good to see them both. Been
Yeah.
too long.
Yep. I saw him not that long ago, but yeah, it's good. And I talked to him last night for a little while, which is always fun. But we still have a show to do tonight.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a mixed bag here of shit that I
Yesterday
had
and
yesterday.
today?
Yeah, I had prepped stuff yesterday before I was able to get into the dentist.
Sure.
A lot more going on with the lawsuit in the NFL.
Okay.
Brian Flores. And
Ex-coach of the Miami Dolphins.
yeah, which was the surprise firing in the offseason.
Yeah.
It's been remarkable, Troy. While you're gone all day,
Yeah.
and I try to keep up on stuff, and so I watched NFL Network, and I watched ESPN. I recorded both their morning show programs. They're a couple hours each, and I watched a good chunk of them.
Yeah.
The NFL Network barely touched the story, and ESPN has not shut the fuck up about it for 2 days.
Okay.
2 days, round the clock, breaking news. This is ESPN's hard on right here.
Yeah.
They love this story. Everything about the NFL is the most racist thing ever. This might burn the whole league down to the ground. And then on the other channel,
Yeah. The NFL Network.
yeah, the NFL Network, they're like, yeah, there's a lawsuit, and everyone denies everything. So, and Pro Bowl coming up this weekend.
Try to sweep that under the rug as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and try to maintain some credibility,
Yeah.
like.
Right.
And I don't know how much push they get from the league about what
I don't know.
Say,
I mean, doesn't the league run? Isn't it the NFL Network? I would
It's the
assume
NFL
that it's
Network,
their-
yeah.
It's pretty much their network.
yeah.
So
So
One thing
maybe-
I have noticed in the little bits that I have watched
Mm-hmm.
is I have not seen one white person chime in on this topic yet.
You know what? It's funny. I was on the phone, but I did see Dan Orlovsky.
Okay.
No, and I saw
Well, if you're going to be on
who's the Colts like legendary center?
the
What's his name? I think
Jeff
he's
Saturday?
Jeff Saturday is
Okay.
talking a lot of shit too.
Okay.
If you're going to be white and be on the network talking about this,
Yeah, you better be towing
are
that company line.
you are driving the narrative
Sure.
that you believe everything and this is all racist and blah blah blah.
I'm sure there's something to it, and we kind of touched on this before about the
Yeah.
the bullshit in the hiring process of having to bring in a minority candidate.
Yeah.
But were they racist when they hired you 3 years ago? Was it
That's-
racist then? That's just my sort of question.
Yeah.
Was it racist when they hired you in the first place 3 years ago, but now it's
Well,
racist when they don't?
there. If you
I'm sure
watch,
there's more to it than that. That's oversimplifying, but
not not really. If you watch ESPN, they're really pushing hard to get white coaches to come out and say whether this kind of behavior has happened to them. And some of that behavior is they were asking, according to Brian Flores, the coach of the Dolphins at the time, that ownership was asking him to tank games and was willing to pay him $100,000 for every loss in 2019. What was on the table for them, I think a lot of us were calling it for them to tank those games.
Yeah.
It sure looked like it, the way they were dumping a lot of their stars,
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Restructuring.
going, fuck it.
Blow it up
We'll eat
and
it this
rebuild it.
year,
Exactly
and then
right.
we'll get Joe Burrow.
There's
in the
there's
draft.
There's no point in going 5-11.
Yeah.
Or 5-12
12 now.
Yeah, and 12 now, but it wasn't then. So,
Yeah.
but there's no point in that. It just to be middle of the road, going.
Is there
8 and
anything
8.
worse than having an 8-8 team?
No, exactly. And
8
you're
and
stuck in the
19
middle of
now.
the draft, and you're not doing yourself any favors. So,
No.
I mean, what's the point if you're not going to actually contend and you're really trying to build? I say it all along. That's what I wanted the Lions to do this year.
Yeah.
Is I would have loved nothing more than for them to be in position at the end of the game to kick a field goal to win it,
And then taking
and then take a knee
Yeah.
and lose. Be like, we knew we won that game. We know we won that game.
Yeah.
The locker room knows we won that game, but I'm not fucking up the draft pick.
Yeah.
To get your stupid third and fourth win. It's just not. There's no point in it.
Yeah.
But that's the first I've ever heard of them having any sort of a bounty on
Yeah.
losses.
Yeah.
So that changes
Well-
some things in the integrity of the game, but that doesn't make it racist.
Another coach came out today and said something similar happened to him.
I saw Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson,
in Cleveland, but they did the exact same thing. So they're saying that they brought in the black coaches to tank just to get them out of there to bring in a white coach to take the glory,
Yeah, well,
But they were in the
if
same
you-
position
If you were
of
looking at it as
rebuilding and trying to get picks.
if you look at it like, hey, this has only happened to black coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we only have two examples and it happens to be the two minority coaches and you're asking them to tank games, because that goes on their permanent record.
Yep.
And Hugh Jackson's permanent record in Cleveland is fucking atrocious.
Yep.
He was there 3 years and won like 10 games or 8 games.
So is every coach that comes through Cleveland that's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I remember when the Rooney rule was put in place,
Yeah.
where you had to interview a minority candidate and bring him in, and at the time it was so easy to go, oh, this is just a dog and pony show. They're just going to bring some cat in just to, yep, check that box. We filled the requirement. We interviewed one of them.
yeah.
But we decided to go with Whitey,
Yeah.
or whatever.
And there was a stretch of some highly qualified, African American candidates that the coordinators in the league, that every year they were this big buzzword that they were going to get the job, and every team interviewed them, but then they would come away and not have a job.
Yeah.
And it was like that they were the little token,
Show
coach
pony.
that year
Yeah.
to go around and check all those boxes to have everybody come in and interview, or they just weren't that good. Because I think when it's all said and done, I think teams, aside from being in the situations where they want to tank to rebuild,
Yeah.
I think overall every team wants to win, and they want to put themselves in the best position to win. So
Yeah.
if they think this candidate is the best qualified candidate for them, I don't see why. I mean, I'm sure there's just some old school, good old boy fucking racism
Well,
up in there when you start talking about
you
white money.
You
But
can't deny when you've got 32 owners, all who whom are white, billionaires. You're not in this league unless you're a multi-billionaire. So having them all be white, having them come from where they've come from, having that good old boys club, it wouldn't shock me. And maybe it's not even something that they realize they're doing. You know, that's the concern for a lot of analysts who look at this and they go, you know, if you see someone across the table from you that doesn't look like you, doesn't come from the background that you come from, and I would think it's natural, you know, an implicit bias that goes along with that, you know, where if you're leaning one way or the other, it's like, well, I might as well go with the fucking white guy.
I mean, I guess if it comes down, if it's a coin toss either way, you're just going to go, well, I'd rather have the white guy. But overall, I think it's not like there's never been black coaches in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, there's some of the historic greats. Herm Edwards, one of the great coaches.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin's still in the league right
Jim
now.
Caldwell.
I love that they say that he's now there's one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well there was three.
Yeah.
They lost their job, but did they get fired because they're racist? Or
I thought you brought up a good point about this too. When a coach gets blown out, and you were saying, well, that dude doesn't typically.
Dungy, don't forget Dungy.
Dungy's great.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't typically just go onto a new head coach job.
Absolutely right. Yeah, very, very rarely do you go head coach to head coach.
Right.
Once you get blown out as a head coach, usually you come up from a coordinator position something along those lines, OC, DC,
Position
something,
coach.
to become a head coach, and you get your shot. And when that doesn't work out, you generally don't just go to another head coaching position because generally wherever you're at, you failed unless you left and to take a better job.
Right.
So you don't generally go head coach to head coach. So, you usually go back to the coordinating position that you came from, offensive, defensive side of the ball, wherever that was.
You think of Lions coaches who were head coaches here.
Marinelli, Schwartz, all those guys.
Exactly.
Same thing. And they go back and they're very successful coordinators.
They were just Buffalo that went back.
Yeah,
our last Lions head coach went back to New England.
Yeah.
Josh, whatever.
McDaniels, you talking about?
Josh McDaniels.
Yep.
Went briefly to the pros as a head coach and then came back to New England.
They take their shot and then they go. Some make it, some don't.
Most don't.
But the reality of the situation is that it's very rarely ever a lateral transfer. You don't generally
Mike Zimmerman? Minnesota?
Zimmer, he's in Minnesota now, or he's the one that just got blown out.
Who was the big dude? I think he went to be a coordinator somewhere after getting blown out from the Vikings.
Denny
Furthering
Green?
your point.
Way back?
Not Denny Green.
Another black one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, see?
No, big fucking oaf of a white guy. Shit. But he went back to a coordinator.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way it is. You don't get rewarded with another head coaching position after you just got blown out from a head coaching position generally.
Yeah.
So part of the argument that they keep saying, well, we can't get another head coaching job. Well, nobody fucking does, no matter what color your skin is.
I'm trying to think of a case.
I can't think of one. We talked about kind of the other day. I couldn't think of a single one aside from somebody leaving somewhere and taking a better job. But not
Mooch was head coach of the Niners, left there and came right to the Lions, right?
Yeah, but
so that's one. But he had a lot of success.
Exactly right. That's different. That's not getting blown out because you're not.
But I don't remember. I don't remember the terms of why he was let go from San Francisco because he wouldn't have just taken a lateral job to Detroit.
No, I think. And didn't he take a year off or something in between, or did he go straight there?
I thought he went straight.
Maybe.
But he was a guy that was in championship games and playoff games, and he was a part of some stuff.
Well, and as we talked about, Caldwell's an example of that, where you can argue whether or not he should have been fired, let go from the Lions in the first place.
Yeah, I said he shouldn't have been. But
exactly.
Yeah.
But and they've gone downhill since then. But at the same time, he's still not in the league, and they use that to say he was somehow blackballed out of the league. But you dig a little deeper into that, and then it's been, what do we figure out, 4 years?
Yeah,
it's been because it was 3 years with Patricia and now 1 with Campbell.
Yeah.
So he's been gone for 4 years, and he had interviewed for 5 positions over those 4 years.
Right.
Well, that makes me think that he's just interviewing for head coaching positions and not, because there's numerous coordinating positions that open up every year.
Yeah.
So in 5
the Chargers coach last year was black.
Yeah.
And then he's now a coordinator.
He was.
With the Lions. He was.
Yeah, not anymore. He's blown out now, but he was. I just, I don't know. I mean, is there some racism? Yeah, there's racism across the board in every aspect of our world. Sadly, true. But to scream it from the mountaintops, like
The league needs to crumble.
yeah, to tear the whole thing down.
I hate
when
the
there's,
use of.
I mean, it's never been more diverse.
I hate stuff like this too. One of the quotes in in this bombshell lawsuit against the NFL and its 3 teams over racist hiring practice, where he accused the league of being run like a plantation.
Yeah, I heard that one.
That's really and this idea that NFL owners sit in the box and watch these black athletes risk body and limb and mental health and everything to give it all to them, and they make billions of dollars. It's like,
and you make millions.
and you make millions, dude.
I heard
What are
them
you talking about?
debating that, and they used that same example of calling it plantation and
I mean, this is
alleging
what
it to
Kaepernick
slavery.
did.
Exactly right.
Slavery, and it's like, what an insult to
Absolutely.
slavery.
Saying that the owners treat the players and like commodities, like
Right.
yeah, it actually more like an employee.
Employees.
That's you're hired to do a fucking job. That's what it is.
and it's a cutthroat business. It's
Absolutely.
as nasty as any business in America.
Yeah.
It is. You're a hero on Monday and a fucking zero on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the beast.
and there's 100 guys that would slit your Achilles to take your spot today.
Absolutely.
Today, and not look back once. For it.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like this is going down a path where eventually it's going to be like leaked video of coaches berating players in the locker room. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, the one thing,
Like you're going to try to turn everyone into Ted Lasso.
the smoking gun here a little bit is the fact that supposedly there was a text chain between Bill Belichick and Brian Flores. Brian Flores used to be a coordinator for Belichick. He came out from under that coaching tree before he went to Miami. So they have ties.
Yep.
And so apparently when they texted back and forth, that Belichick said, "Hey, congratulations! I heard you got the job in Buffalo," and Flores says, "Are you going to read the text?" Oh,
No.
I didn't know if you were about to go.
I didn't know if you had the names right, so I was
something like that, and it was
Yeah. No, you're
so
on
it
it.
was Flores, and so it sounds like you got the job in Buffalo, and he goes,
Yep.
"Well, I interview on Tuesday or something for that."
Did you hear something I didn't?
And he's like,
says-
"Yeah." He goes, "Why? Did you hear something that I didn't?" He's like, "I don't interview till Tuesday,
Thursday.
or Thursday." Okay,
I think
sorry,
I have
the
a shot,
days.
coach.
He's like, "I think I right," and then he said something, and then I guess there's
He said, here's what he says. Got it. So I interviewed Thursday. I think I have a shot. So Coach Belichick says, got it. I hear from Buffalo and the New York Giants that you are their guy. Hope it works out for you if you want it to. Flores says, man, I hope you're right. And then he's like reflecting on it. He's like, I haven't even gone for an interview yet. Why would I be their guy? So he texts Bill Belichick back and says, Coach, are you talking to Brian Flores or Brian Dabble? Just making sure. Belichick says, sorry, I fucked this up. I double-checked and misread my text. I think they're naming Dabble. I'm sorry about that, BB.
wrong fucking Brian.
Wrong
That's what
Brian.
it was. He heard that instead of Brian Flores, it was Brian Dable or Dabble or whatever.
Yeah.
That was getting the gig. And
Who
so,
ended up getting the job.
who they hired. The problem was, and the problem with that is supposedly they had already, but I guess if you don't officially name it or whatever, that they made him that token fucking interview.
Yeah, he said he felt humiliated
Exactly.
going
If
into
they
that
already
interview.
had their mind made up, yet they're going to bring him in for the dog and pony show to check the boxes of bringing in. That was the problem I had with this all along. Was like, you're just making a mockery out of this instead of it being a legitimate process.
Yeah.
You're making it into something it doesn't need to be.
Which is exactly what I thought would happen when they enacted,
Absolutely
when
right.
they set the Rooney Rule in place.
Yeah, it's just
It
shit.
was just like, it was so, because it's all on good faith.
Yep.
It's on good faith.
Yeah.
There's nothing the NFL, Roger Goodell,
No.
can tell these owners to make them hire someone.
And
These owners can hire whoever the fuck they want.
And if Belichick doesn't fuck up and say something about this, probably nothing ever happens. Nobody even knows because it's behind
Right.
closed doors.
Right.
And he goes in, does his interview, doesn't get it, might be pissed, but I'm sure there's more to this story than just that. But
Well, the other one was the Broncos are named, and apparently Elway and 5 board members or executives.
who do you think else might have been there? who might have been in that meeting?
Matt Russell would have definitely been. But
Absolutely.
was that a couple of years ago? So Russell would have been there.
Yeah. Is he gone now?
I think Russell stepped down, retired.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, this
Okay.
year.
Oh,
This
right
year.
on. Yeah. This
After he got his second DUI and like ran into a cop car or
oh
something.
boy. Oh,
And they didn't
Russ.
fire him. Yeah. So when the accusations came out that the executives, including John Elway from the Broncos, came in, smelled like alcohol, looked like shit. It was a 7:30 meeting. They were an
hungover
hour
as
late
shit.
for, and they were hungover as fuck. I was like, well, I've run with Russell too, and he is attached to the
Animal.
hip to fucking John Elway.
Yeah.
And so the idea that they'd be out pounding drinks the night before at a
yeah.
steakhouse,
Right.
not off the table at all.
Well, and it could have been that
They deny it completely, by the way, and these
course.
are all just accusations.
Absolutely.
We should say that
They-
these
they
guys
could've-
are all innocent until proven guilty. But
They could have picked their coach the day before, had the meeting, loved it, did what they had to do. This was already still
Celebratory,
scheduled, and
yeah.
went out and celebrated the night before.
Yeah.
And got shitbagged, and then had to come in and still do their token interview
Yeah.
with Flores, you know?
it seems so weird though when it's like we had a 7:30 meeting. The guys didn't show up till 8:30, and they were clearly hungover. Blah blah blah. And then the Broncos statement is, we were right on time and nobody was hungover. We have full notes of our full interview with him, showing that we did all our due diligence. Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, is saying this is unequivocally bullshit.
Yeah.
This idea that I offered him $100,000 per loss. So like, someone's lying their ass off here.
Somebody's got to be. Well, yeah, even if that did happen in Denver, I'm not sure how that is racist.
Well-
they came in hungover for it was what? Just because it was the black guy? I mean I mean, how you can say it's
well,
racist?
the insinuation is
They didn't take it seriously.
They didn't take it seriously.
But
They had
maybe
no
that's because
interest in-
they weren't interested. in him. Maybe it doesn't have to be because he's black. I'm just saying
Yeah.
everything's not fucking race.
Yeah.
Now, And
Yeah.
just because you're black, you don't just get to say it's race. Maybe you just suck. And I'm a huge Brian Flores fan. I
Yeah.
really like what he did down there.
You've been rooting for the Dolphins for a couple
I
of
have,
years.
and
You've
I've been
talking
on
them
his
up.
exactly right. I think he's doing it the right way. I think he's coaching these guys up. I think he's, again, I can't speak totally onto his X's and O's, but
it
I like the
opens-
attitude. I like the mentality. That's kind of what the Campbell thing is, where he just seems like a player's kind of guy. He's in there.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys. He gets guys to run through a wall for him.
Yeah.
and that's
Players all
that's
love him,
half the
swear
battle.
by him.
Yeah.
They're saying great things about him. Guys
Except
are
two of
coming
them.
on. Yeah. Well, it makes more sense when it was like, oh, there was a disagreement about the starting quarterback and between the GM and the coach, and one wanted to, coach didn't.
Yeah.
That alone, you wouldn't think would be the sinking ship, especially after coming off 6 straight wins or whatever it was.
Yeah. From what I heard, he was
but-
pushing to get Watson. He was like, "Give me Deshaun Watson, and we can fucking win. I can't win with this guy."
Yeah.
And they weren't going to make the move to get Watson, and they.
So
he had to go.
he's claiming he went out on his yacht, the coach, with the owner and another prominent NFL quarterback that they want to bring in, but it was illegal practice, like about when you could
Yeah,
talk and meet
tampering.
with these. Yeah, and so he said, "Dude, I'm out of here. I'm not interested in this." So you throw that on there. If it's true that he was willing to pay him $100,000 for every loss in the 2019 season, and then what was the third? Well, you throw those things in there, and you could see why a guy would go, "This is bullshit, man. I'm out of here."
Yeah, but
you know?
again, I don't see any of that is racist.
Yeah.
The only racist thing I see is having to drag these token coaches around for the interview process, and
Yeah.
that's on the NFL side.
Yeah.
That's their bullshit. Teams have to go along with that.
Yeah.
Sadly enough.
Yeah.
You know, they can't just interview the people they want to interview,
Right.
no matter what that is.
I wonder how this shakes out.
I don't know.
Because
We'll see.
if more people pile on and you get into a discovery phase, there's going to probably be a shitload of John Gruden-esque emails.
Yeah.
And when you think about what kind of guy is in the NFL, whether it's players, coaches, you know, I wouldn't say so much necessarily owners or CEOs, that kind of thing, but that is a fucking alpha room.
Yeah.
Right? The most alpha room on planet Earth is on a football field.
Yeah.
You don't get any fucking those guys in those locker rooms fuck with each other, wrestle, beat each other, talk shit constantly.
Yep.
Whatever your fucking outward thing is that you're self-conscious of, they will point out constantly. Like that's what those rooms, that's what those guys are.
Yeah.
And they're bred to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
so
what, from
I
back
can
from
only
high school,
imagine.
that's what
Right.
that's what a locker room was like.
I can only imagine what a discovery phase of emails between
Yeah.
coaches, players, owners to GMs, owners to coach. Like, God damn, that could get ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see, but
I know. Again, like I said, I just don't see. I don't know. I'm just having a hard time seeing the racist side of this.
yeah,
You know,
I know.
especially in the examples that you give.
Yeah.
Okay, is it unprofessional for them to show up an hour late and be hungover if they even did?
Yeah.
Yes. Does that make it racist? No.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
So those are the
100% on
issues that I have. Trying to meet with the quarterback, on the yacht. I assume it was Watson would have been my guess, but that
Yeah.
was the big talk of him going to Miami, and then at the 11th hour, it
Yeah.
didn't happen. So I assume that's that. But again, is that because he's black?
Yeah.
No, it's because he was the coach of the team.
Yeah,
So to tie all these things in, did they want him to lose? Yeah.
Probably.
For that pick? Sure. I mean, has that happened throughout fucking history? Probably.
yeah.
But if that is
that-
true,
does-
he
does
lost
that-
plenty of games. So if that's true, there should be a money trail somewhere that can
Yeah.
easily be pointed to,
So
or a
if he-
bag
if
of
he
cash
won-
under his fucking mattress.
If he won 5 games that year, that means 11 games were tanked, and $1.1 million bonus would be somewhere.
Somewhere. I mean, if I don't
Unless
know,
he just never agreed to the deal, and so it never.
maybe,
You know.
right. I mean, they say Hugh Jackson had the same thing, but okay, you
Yeah,
lost.
not for big money though.
Okay, well, maybe not million, right? But
Yeah, that's
like I said, this was a turning point for Miami. They blew it up, and like I said, I have mad respect for what they did and how they did it. Not
Yeah,
for being
it was
racist.
unorthodox.
Well, it was, but everybody just muddles through trying to get better from the middle up.
Yeah.
and instead they blew it out, got picks,
Got
and
shit
just
tons of picks.
Shit tons of picks. I
Yeah,
mean,
kinda.
like 5 additional first-round picks over 3 years of drafts,
Yeah.
plus seconds and thirds and all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
So, and you got rid of some pieces to get rid of it, but it was kind of like the Stafford and the Lions.
Yeah.
Like what if you can get something for it?
What did we
you're-
get? 2 1s and a third or something?
something like that. Yeah, it's
3
like
1s?
I think it was 2 1s and a 3. But what's the point of having Stafford? Like, okay, Stafford might have been able to win us a couple more games this year by being a good quarterback, but so
Yeah.
what? So were we any better off by going 6-11 this year
No.
and picking 6th in the draft?
Yeah,
Fuck off. No.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. The timing is kind of interesting, right after the championship game, before the Super Bowl. And I mean,
Yeah.
the NFL does not want this to be the topic of conversation
nope, definitely not.
going into Super Bowl week. But
Right.
hey, we got our list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees.
I breezed through it the other day because I heard there were no wrong answers on this, but I tend to disagree.
Okay.
There's a couple that
Well, let's see who's on the list.
most of them I wholeheartedly agree with.
So Eminem is why it's a big story around here. MC5 is still on the list.
Yep.
Wayne Kramer and them.
Yep.
Beck,
Yep, I agree.
Pat Benatar.
Yeah, I mean,
If you want,
okay,
If you want
that's
women in
not
there,
a hard no for me. So, but
pretty hard no for me, but
Fair,
whatever. Pat Benatar, really, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah,
Okay, fine. I'm not much of a fan, so whatever. Kate Bush,
yeah, I don't even really know what the fuck
I
that
don't
is.
either.
So
Devo.
that was a hard no for me. Fucking whip it good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else besides that?
These people tend to love these fucking weird bands.
Yeah.
From the 80s.
Yeah, fucking come on.
It's like
Devo, Hall
Devo,
of Fame,
Hall of Fame. But people would, the Smiths, the Devos of the world, they love those kind of alt rock, weirdo bands.
Yep.
Duran Duran had a run. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea. But,
Mine either.
But okay.
The Eurythmics. Dave is a genius.
Yeah. What's the chick's
He-
name? The blonde.
The redhead. Yeah, Annie Lennox.
Or Annie Lennox. Yeah.
Annie
yeah,
Lennox.
Yeah, the redhead, the blonde redhead. You know.
I think she's married to who is she married to? Like Sanjay Gupta's brother or something.
Really?
Yeah, something weird like that. Judas Priest. They don't tend to like heavy metal bands.
Yeah,
Judas Priest is
I'm
a fucking legend.
Yep. I'm okay with that one for sure.
Fela Kuti.
I know the name.
I don't know the name.
I know the name, and I think it's yeah. I feel like I know some of what that is, and I can't picture what it is. I don't know if it's
I
more
don't
of
think
like
that sounds Hall of Fame worthy.
well, that's just because it's not in your wheelhouse. You
Yeah.
know, I could name blues guys. You don't know who the fuck they are, but
Some of
they
them.
deserve to be in there.
Yeah.
It's not Muddy Waters. You don't know who the fuck it is. Buddy Guy? No, fuck them. Get them out. Listen, Devo. Looks like all they got to a number 14 hit in 1980 with "Whip It."
Yeah.
That appears to be the extent of their
Yeah.
fucking shit. Oh no, it's Devo, and "Girl You Want" are like their top 3 songs.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
you could say
hard
that
no.
about MC5 too.
Hard no.
You know, New York Dolls,
Yeah,
another one.
Yeah.
Is it more like groundbreaking or like trend setting sort of thing? Punk, New York,
right.
Dolly Parton,
I mean,
rock and roll.
okay.
Whatever.
I mean, if you want to split hairs to whether you put her into the fucking country hall or the
Yeah,
rock
she
and roll.
deserves to be in a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but probably not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We
Yeah,
can stick
but
her over on the
if
country
NWA's in there,
Yeah, that's true.
you know what I mean?
Fair.
It should just be the music Hall of
Music, I
Fame.
agree with that. Absolutely.
Rage,
And I think yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
Lionel Richie.
fucking A.
Yeah.
I mean, that's first ballot.
Right?
That's first ballot, no question, man. Fuck
I mean,
yeah, that's
Lionel
my guy.
Richie. Hell yes.
That's my dude.
Carly Simon,
Yeah,
Tribe Called Quest,
absolutely.
Dionne
Q-Tip.
Warwick.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little before my time, but I don't
Mine
know
too.
her whole catalog.
Dude,
But
it's the psychic fucking Friends network that she ran that takes me
That's
just
out.
like out. I'm out.
I think we're going before that, hopefully, based on the career. But did she start out as one of those like fucking doo-wop, fucking Motown kind of bands? Was she one of those like 4 black girls
I don't
dressed
know.
alike?
No.
Was she always solo?
Yeah. She's got some songs you'd know too.
No, I know, but I just mean I felt like she started out in that, and then was one
Maybe.
of those ones that kind of took off,
Maybe.
and Diana Ross style.
Yeah, could be. Other Detroit notables who remain on the Hall of Fame sidelines, despite having a few years of eligibility, you've got Ted Nugent, Mitch Ryder, Kid Rock. I don't think they'll get in.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think any of those guys will get in.
The
Ball with the ball, the bang, the
I think Kid Rock could. I don't think he will.
I'd put him in for Yodeling in the Valley, just for that alone.
Yeah. I think he's sold enough shit, and
Yeah,
it's a killer show. He
Oh,
puts
yeah.
on a killer show.
Yep. And it sounds like this might be his last one coming around. We might have to go.
Yeah.
He's
He's coming to the knob.
He's doing 2 to the knob and
Yeah.
one out in Grand Rapids or 2 out in Grand Rapids. Something.
Yeah, we should go to one of those. The White Stripes will be eligible in 23.
Okay.
How many?
Although White Stripes, I mean, what they have like 2 albums? Maybe they had more than that, I guess. but
Yeah, they had more than that.
Was it more
They
than
were
that?
huge.
They were huge, and they
Huge
had a couple albums
albums.
that blew up.
You could put Jack White in the hall.
Jack White, right?
Yeah.
And so
How many do you think Detroit artists do you think you could name that are in the Rock and Roll Hall?
that are in.
Yeah.
This is not my wheelhouse, but
No.
I'll go Seeger.
Okay.
Would Madonna count?
Madonna does count.
Okay. Then you got to go back into some Smokey.
Smokey, good.
Look at me. I know there's a ton of Motown stuff that I'm going to tell
You mentioned one of them. You said the Supremes.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yep.
They are.
that was Diana Ross's original thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, just read them because I'll sit here and stammer for a while.
Aretha Franklin,
Aretha, yep.
Marvin Gaye.
I didn't realize he was Detroit. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's part of that Motown thing.
Yeah, I knew it was Motown, but not everybody from Motown it was from Motown.
Jackie Wilson, The Temptations,
Temptations, okay.
Stevie,
Of course, Stevie, yep.
Hank Ballard,
No idea.
The Four Tops,
Okay.
John Lee Hooker,
Oh, I didn't know he was a Detroit guy. too.
Yeah, right.
There you go, some blues.
Martha and the Vandellas,
Okay.
Gladys Knight, and the Pips.
Yeah, don't forget the Pips.
Don't forget the Pips. Little Willie John,
Okay. Is it Lil?
Little.
Oh,
L-I-T-T.
Lil Will John. Yeah. Okay.
The Stooges, Alice Cooper.
Stooges are in? Are they really? Okay.
Stooges are in.
All right.
They went in 2010.
Oh wow. Okay.
Alice Cooper went in 2011.
Yeah, Cooper was another one. Yeah.
The Miracles in 2012.
Okay. I could, if I hemmed and hawed, I'd probably got 3 or 4 more of those. You know, obviously
Yeah.
Stevie, Aretha, some of those, but
Yeah.
some of those I had no idea were
Some of
actually
those,
Detroit.
it seems like you could almost put Michael Jackson in there. I mean, come if you're like Motown.
Yeah, well, those that's I would assume is not just off the Motown label. I mean, that wasn't
Yeah.
make you from Detroit.
No.
because you're on the Motown label. That was
No.
so. I don't know if all of them were really Detroit, but they might have been. Probably were.
Yeah. New. Let's see. The original coronavirus lockdowns.
Yeah, still my favorite. The original.
The original version. Yeah. The
Classic.
original is always the best.
Yeah, you can't change recipes like that. It's like
Yeah.
the original Coke.
They're saying now economists who carried out a meta-analysis found these restrictions had little to no effect on the pandemic.
Shocking.
Yeah, not to you or me.
This is my surprised face.
Yeah, isn't that funny? I'm sure I can't wait for all the people to come out and smash this to shit.
Yeah.
because they just want to stay fearful
Yep.
of shit.
Of course.
So, including stay-at-home orders, masks, social distancing, only reduced COVID mortality by 0.2%.
Oh man.
Wow.
This is-
Glad we shut the whole thing down.
Think of how many lives that saved, Mike.
Yeah.
Do the math on that. Math.
They warned that lockdowns caused enormous economic and social costs, included they were ill-founded and should be rejected as a pandemic policy instrument going forward.
Yeah. Amen.
I agree with them. The review, led by a Johns Hopkins University professor, argued that border closures had virtually zero effect on COVID mortality, reducing deaths by just 0.1%. Closing non-essential shops was found to be the most effective intervention, leading to a 10.6% drop in virus fatalities. And they say that was probably due just to closing bars and restaurants
Yeah.
where people get all fucked up and
Right. Yeah.
start making out at the bar and shit with strangers.
Yep, that will happen.
Yeah, it's been known to happen time or two. Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
The researchers who deal with in the field of economics rather than medicine or public health originally identified 18,590 global studies into lockdowns, which they claim they'd whittled down to just 24 to answer their research question. Critics have accused them of cherry picking studies to suit their narrative and raised doubts about the biases of the authors who have been vocal about lockdowns and vaccine mandates on social media. So, yeah, maybe they were looking for confirmation bias
Yeah.
in some of this. But yeah, they've said that there's a growing consensus that restrictions have led to a rise in non-COVID deaths, thought to be people's whose conditions worsened because they couldn't go to the doctor. You know, cancer patients,
Definitely.
people that were sicker than maybe they even realized and didn't go to the doctor for fear that they wouldn't be able to get in or be seen, or family couldn't visit them, all that kind of stuff.
Well, now if you think about it too, don't they? Now they say if you contract coronavirus
Yeah.
and you shouldn't test for like 6 months, or
Yeah.
something along those lines now, because it'll still show up in your shit.
Yeah. It
So
can.
now can we go back and look at everybody that tested positive for shit when they died in the first place and say that maybe they weren't actively with COVID, but they for 6 months after contracting
no one's
it?
going to push that narrative.
No? Okay.
No.
I mean, is it just me, or is that
No.
maybe a possibility
That
that
is just you.
that the numbers could possibly be skewed?
Yeah.
Even more so than they're already
Way more.
skewed?
We know there's a pay for play there. I mean,
exactly.
You get paid way more if it's
Yeah.
classified as a
Well, that's what I'm
COVID
saying.
death,
It would be one
so-
thing if you tested positive for the 2 weeks or whatever that you had it, and then you would not test out. But
Yeah.
if you can still test positive for up to 6 months or whatever the hell after now, oh my God. There's like 7 people, I think, that died of coronavirus.
Yeah, right? Of actual coronavirus? In the UK, inflation soared to a 30-year high, hitting 5.4%, the highest figure recorded since 92. They say the current rate is influenced by the pandemic, which saw retail sales, goods, exports, and monthly GDP drop by around a fifth at the start of the crisis. U.S. inflation spiked 7% in December, marking the 7th month in a row. The figure has soared above 5%. COVID supply problems that continue to impact price of goods are partly behind the rise. The national debt skyrocketed to $31.3 trillion after huge sums were borrowed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Free money.
to put that in perspective, the national debt in like 94 was like 4 trillion. We're at 31.1 trillion now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is your kids, grandkids, and their fucking kids.
It's only going to get worse. They're never going to reel that back in.
Never.
No.
Yeah. And they say that having people isolated in home may have caused them to pass a higher viral load to family members, causing more severe illness. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out, but
Are there any countries that are worth like 30 billion that we could just go wipe out, just take over?
30 trillion?
Trillion, I mean, and take them out.
China.
Ooh,
Yeah.
could be win-win.
Yeah.
Then where are we going to get all our stuff?
Good point. You'd have to start making it here.
Oh, then we could get some jobs,
Yeah.
put some money back in the economy.
What do you go?
I think we just solved the world's problems.
Dude, Elon Musk is coming out with a phone.
Yeah.
It's going to be totally made in America.
Yep.
That'll be interesting. That could be game changing.
Yep.
I'll be the first one in line to buy one.
Yeah. Starlink.
Is that what it
I
is?
think so. That's
Yeah.
a satellite programmer
Yeah.
conglomeration or whatever it is.
Be nice, man. God damn this. Have you followed at all this Georgetown story, law school story?
No. That's not the chakra guy, right? Oh, that was BYU. That was
Yeah.
the BYU, sorry.
No, you mean the crotch chakra?
Yeah.
No.
It was BYU, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but you called it the shocker.
Chakra.
Chakra. Yeah, I thought you gave the
I
universal
said
signal.
chakra. Yeah, well,
Okay.
it was
Close enough.
It was both. It was, you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chakra.
So there's a cancellation campaign on the law school. It's one of the top 5 law schools in the country against Ilya Shapiro. It's continuing. It's gone on for days now. On Monday, Georgetown Law Dean-
Racist. Anti-Semitic.
Oh, yeah, all that stuff. Law Dean William Triner announced that Shapiro would be put on administrative leave from his new post at the law school's Center for the Constitution, pending an investigation into a series of tweets that Shapiro posted on January 26, criticizing the use of racial preferences in Supreme Court nominations.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, depending on how they were worded, it can probably either be very legitimate or pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
Student activists, this is not good enough.
no, of course not.
We need him fired.
Yeah.
Right now.
End him. Fucking kill him and his whole family.
Absolutely. So on the heels of a Georgetown Black Law Student Association petition calling for his termination, a message went out announcing that a coalition of Georgetown law students will gather for a sit-in calling for the immediate termination of Shapiro and for the administration to address black law students' demands. So the guy in question, Shapiro, says, when I showed up at the Georgetown library this morning to report, this is a report on the sit-in, I was denied access by the school security, but I caught the second half live stream of the event. Dean Trenner himself was front and center. He spent more than an hour answering questions from what appeared to be Black Law Students Association team in a closed auditorium. The dean echoed the language of the activist in the crowd, assuring the assembled students that he was appalled by the painful nature of Shapiro's tweets and promising to listen, learn, and ultimately do better.
Oh, boy. The old do better.
Got to do better.
You got to do better.
Since we're a private institution,
Take care of that.
yeah, Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, see, I'm falling apart.
Yeah.
Every day, little by little.
Little by little.
Since we're a private institution, the First Amendment doesn't apply to us. It's not the First Amendment that's the university's guideline. But on the other hand, the university does have a free speech and expression policy which binds us. One student floated the idea of defunding the Center for the Constitution if, worst case scenario, Shapiro were allowed to remain. If he's here, then his ideas and his rhetoric will be center. Why was it created? Because so far it seems like it has done more harm than good. You can do as much diversity training as you want with staff, but I feel like the center has a certain ideology. So I really want you to defend why we really need it beyond, like, free speech and beyond diversity of opinion.
Other than that, what's the problem?
A student demanded that the dean cover for the classes that the activists had missed as a result of the sit-in, suggesting the move should be part of a reparations package for black students.
Boy, here we go.
She followed up by insisting that students be given this was after demanding food as well.
Well, you get hungry sitting
Yeah,
there.
and it was already ordered.
Okay.
Don't worry, the dean was on his
taking
knees,
care of it.
bowing.
Sure,
you know,
of course.
Food's on its way. Don't worry.
Right.
You
Should
know.
we guess the menu?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
It includes water.
Okay, some fruit. You gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Who knows how long this is gonna.
Exactly.
So keep in mind, this is a top law school in the nation.
Yeah.
These are students at a law school. This guy basically said, this fucking Asian judge over here is the best in the nation. So saying like, we're only looking at black people, I'm paraphrasing, this is kind of bullshit because no one is more qualified or better or progressive, fits all the boxes. She's fucking half Asian, half Indian woman,
Yeah.
and she's more qualified than anyone. So just saying you're throwing a black woman up there, it means we're getting a lesser than justice.
Amen. You're
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
By saying a black woman was a lesser than justice, as if that's the point he was
Yeah,
making,
because she was
because she's black,
yes.
that makes her lesser than.
No, because this is clearly the better option, not because she's not
Yeah.
black.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is that it was just pandering on the campaign trail for the female black vote, for blacks and females, by promising that on the campaign trail. That was just pandering for votes.
Yeah.
That's all that was. Absolutely. Now he's in a position where he has to uphold it
Yeah.
and do it. Well, to be clear, I have no problem with picking a female black fucking justice.
Yeah.
I could give a shit. I mean, I want the best person for the job. If that's what it happens to be, then great.
Yeah.
But that would all went out the window because he was pandering for votes on the fucking campaign trail.
Right,
And
right.
instead of actually addressing it now when the time comes and figuring out what the best move is going to be.
Yeah.
Now he has to fulfill it or he's going to go back on his promise on what he campaigned on.
Yeah.
And no, it doesn't matter if this fucking other person is the way more qualified and the perfect choice. He can't pick him
Yeah.
because he already fucking tied his hands behind his back.
This is akin for lesser thans like me or you.
Yeah.
A coach coming
speak for
out,
yourself.
a coach in the NFL coming out and announcing, I am starting a black quarterback. The league doesn't have enough black quarterbacks. I'm
Right.
starting Andre Ware, and then someone goes, dude, you have Tom Brady on your roster. Like, what the fuck? Why would you start Andre Ware over Tom Brady? Are you out of your mind? That's what this is sort
True.
of like.
It's very true.
And then going, Andre Ware is a lesser than quarterback than Tom Brady. Oh, because he's black?
Yeah.
No, because he's fucking Andre Ware.
Exactly. It's true. It's a great analogy. It really is.
I mean, seriously, that's what it's like. Like you're picking before you've even seen everybody.
Yeah.
You're just doing this. By the way, polls have come out. 76% of the country thinks that's bullshit.
Good, as
and
they
they shouldn't pick it based on just like, oh, black. It's not good for what you. It's not doing what you think it's doing. By the way,
No.
it's
I'd-
just not.
I'd love to know what
because
number of-
that comes with an asterisk.
I would love to know what number of those are actually black women.
Probably lots of them.
I would think. I mean, not all of them. Some of them are just like, fuck yeah. But I'm sure some of them are like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Don't just.
No, she'll get there on her merit, or she
exactly.
won't. She's a federal judge already. She's
Exactly.
doing just fine.
Just fine.
The other thing that the students wanted, one of the others suggesting after reparations, she followed up by insisting that students be given a designated place on campus to cry.
A safe place.
Is there an office they can go to? I don't know what it would look like, but if they want to cry, if they need to break down, where can they go? Because we're at a point where students are coming out of class to go to the bathroom to cry. And this is not in the future. This is today.
What the fuck are they crying about?
Because he made that tweet.
I hate this generation, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're fucking doomed. We're
Doomed.
fucking doomed.
Dude, these are the
Softest bunch of fucking pussies I could have ever fucking imagined.
I know. You need to have an isolated cry room. You're a fucking law student.
Yeah, in Georgetown.
In
the
Georgetown?
most cutthroat fucking schools in the country.
I mean, that's insanity.
You're about to go into the most cutthroat bullshit fucking profession
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, and you need to go cry because a professor tweeted a fact?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guess what? You guys aren't going to make it.
The administrators took the law student's query seriously. It is really, really hard to walk out of class or a meeting in tears, and you should always have a place on campus where you can go. And if you're finding that you're not getting the person that you want to talk to or not getting the space you need, reach out to me anytime, and we will find you a space.
Don't fucking cry into your arm and shut up.
Yeah. Go back to your fucking dorm room, you overprivileged assholes. Seriously.
Unbelievable.
I mean, these are people who've already graduated from college.
Yeah. Again,
and probably really good universities if they're going into Georgetown Law.
I would imagine. Or they check some boxes.
The other thing they wanted, yeah, right? Yeah. Again, we put asterisks on everything.
There's quotas to fill, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Take it up with the Asian students.
Yeah.
I can't wait for their lawsuit to fucking go to the Supreme Court.
It's coming. Fuck yeah.
It's coming because that's just blatant racism.
I can't wait till it's our turn.
We'll never get a turn.
It's coming back around. It's going to come back around. We're going to get to fucking do it too one time.
No, we're never going to relinquish power. Come on, stop.
It's going to be a coup. We're going to be overthrown.
We've already been overthrown. Who are you kidding? Another student pressed the deans to send out an email attacking black law students' critics. Because the people that are like, go fuck yourself.
Who would say that?
Yeah.
What kind of animal, insensitive bastard would say that?
Yeah, apparently a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Something that's important is to remind our classmates that are attacking us that they are only here because our ancestors were sold to them for them to be here. And I think it's a very important fact that is not talked about explicitly enough because we are still being attacked. So I just would appreciate in whatever message that's going out to the student body that our classmates are explicitly reminded, do not attack the people who were sold for you to have this opportunity.
While some validity to that, it really doesn't hold a whole lot of merit in this fucking case.
No.
Right? Stop fucking crying about your great-great-great-grand fucking parents.
Yeah. Jesus.
It was shitty. But guess what? You're fucking Georgetown Law School.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're not fucking, you're not being held back.
Not to mention, we fought a fucking war to end it.
Yep.
We fought a fucking war. This nation.
And you're welcome for winning, by the way.
Yeah. This nation, not any other nation on planet Earth. Many nations on planet Earth still have slavery going on. We were the first and only country, the first on planet Earth to have a civil fucking war in a divided nation for their freedom. Yeah. I'm not even going to say you're welcome. I had nothing to do with it.
They sound so oppressed right now in their Georgetown Law School.
Yeah.
You're going on to be the cream of the lawyer crop, the smug bastards.
Oh, my God. Hey, the Canadian truckers.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. They've been causing some shit. I'm with them all the way.
Fuck yeah.
I'm with them all the way. I mean, if it takes that kind of dude to fucking, or lady.
Or lady.
Just a lady.
Large Marge.
Large Marge. It's Large Marge.
Tell them Large Marge sent you.
A GoFundMe campaign that was organized to support the Canadian truckers.
Can we start, if there's a GoFundMe to like raise money for good stuff, can we start a site that's like a go fuck yourself to raise money against shit?
Yeah, that sounds like a brilliant idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I think it's got legs.
I think it does too.
Somebody
Get Ryan on the phone.
Yeah,
we need to talk to Ryan quick. Post haste.
He'll have to be an angel investor on that one, I think, but I think he likes it.
Can you imagine raising money to go
against something else?
To go petition, to go picket all over the Georgetown campus, and you just raise millions of dollars and pay people to go fucking boo them every time they go to class?
Fuck yourself, or I like it,
dude. I love it. There's a lot of things we could get behind.
You damn
go
right.
Fuck yourself. We've got a new go fuck yourself going on for the Georgetown campus students that are whining and bitching about everything.
Their GoFundMe's up to $4 million. We need to match that with a go fuck yourself to negate that.
We got our go fuck yourself up to $8 million. And we've got teams on bus routes right now.
I think we might be onto something.
That's a great idea, dude. Just perusing through the litany of shit you can pay to go fuck yourself.
Exactly, right? Yeah, you can have $10.
Sure.
Oh, those people could definitely go fuck yourself. Here's a 20.
That guy doesn't think he deserves to go fuck himself? Think again, $25 for you. We need to look into that.
We definitely do.
I think that might be more valuable than GoFundMe's.
It might be.
You know,
Right?
Fucking yeah.
We'll have to trademark that before this posts and somebody beats us to it.
Someone's already done
Have
it.
to overpay for our GoDaddy.
Yep.
Yesterday it was $9. Today it's $12,000.
Exactly. That's how that works. So this GoFundMe, not go fuck yourself, but the GoFundMe to help the Canadian truckers
Yeah.
was up to $8 million.
Okay.
Or like $9.1 million.
Yeah, right on.
Suspended.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
See?
Don't you love how they do
See,
this?
that's why we need to go fuck yourself. Yes. See?
Boom.
It's on.
The Freedom Convoy that has paralyzed Ottawa entered its sixth day. This fundraiser is currently paused and under review to ensure it complies with our terms of service and applicable laws and regulations. Our team is working 24/7 and doing all we can to protect both organizers and donors. Thank you for your patience. No, I don't think that's what you're doing.
I don't think so.
I think you're putting your fucking hand on the scale.
Yep, definitely.
Videos from the nation's capital showed the protesters. What were they doing? So we saw the Black Lives Matter protesters. What did they do?
They were, I think it was just mostly peaceful.
Fiery, but peaceful.
Yeah.
There have been $5 billion in insurance claims, I believe,
Okay.
for the 546 riots that we witnessed. Smashed windows everywhere. Dude, I was in Santa Monica. They blown out a fucking magic store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they blew out the windows of a magic store.
Fucking dude's just walking down the street.
Pulling flowers out of
some
their arm.
flowers?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that behind your ear? Cooler.
Raj looked at it and goes, well, they did make everything disappear from inside the magic store.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. It's like magic store blown out, cigar store blown out, library, nah,
No, not touched?
no interest in that. Anything that was like, oh, the Hallmark store, nah, no interest in that. Nike store next door,
Gone.
fucking blown out. So it was very, very obvious when you looked at a couple blocks.
Yeah. It wasn't about destruction. It was about opportunity.
Yeah, opportunity. I could go for some fresh new kicks,
Shocking.
but I don't want. I don't need a fucking Hallmark card. Get out of here with this
Go in
bullshit.
there, get Father's Day cards? Get the fuck out of here.
So, videos from the nation. So that's what they were doing:
Yeah.
breaking windows, looting every day,
Yeah.
setting car lots on fire. Murders took place. Tons of violence. It's all documented. We've seen it all. You can act
Yeah.
like that didn't happen, but it did. Billions of dollars in damage.
But a black man was murdered.
Thousands of casualties with police officers. Not saying they were all killed, but throwing bricks at them and, filled water bottles with piss, froze them and chucked them at them, shit like that. Molotov cocktails. So videos from the nation's capital showed the protesters delivering food to the homeless
Okay.
as crowds cheered and waved flags.
Yeah.
So this needs,
The Canadians, man. They're a different breed.
most of this millions and millions of dollars has come from the U.S. though.
You know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I just mean they're the ones up there doing it. That's where their money's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we
they're
support it.
handing out food to the homeless.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Sharing what they have. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are our neighbors to the north, man.
Sure is, man.
Ottawa's chief of police, Peter Slowly, said, this is a national issue.
Peter slowly.
Peter Slowly. There's no, I am increasingly concerned there is no policing solution to this. There is no lawful authority to seal a city. There's no practical capability to seal a city of this size. We do not want riots, but all options remain on the table. Prime Minister Blackface.
Oh, yeah. JT?
Yeah, JT. And talk about going hard in the paint. When this dude Blackface is up,
Yeah.
it is
All out. I respect his blackface game.
It's
I-
2 a.m. blackface.
Yeah, I respect the shit out of his blackface
I mean,
game.
those pictures of him with
I
the
don't even-
genie hat, like,
I was a great Aladdin. I don't even want to. I have no problem with that part of it, for the record.
yeah, I do. Because he's the wokest asshole on planet Earth.
Well, that was before he said anything about it.
Yeah.
If he would have come out and owned it.
And he's done blackface almost more than black people.
True. Well, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, close.
Yeah.
There's no white person that I know of that's done more blackface than Justin Trudeau.
Well, yeah. I don't think anybody's ever been a repeat offender.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
Danson,
many times.
Danson got
offender.
one in, but
Yeah.
this was a whole full fucking mammy fucking style.
Oh yeah, he's gone full on.
Yep.
Full on. So Prime Minister Blackface said the
Oh,
federal government.
Kimmel had his whole bit with
Yeah,
Charles. Did that? That was a recurring bit, and Carl Malone.
Carl Malone. Yeah. Yeah, a few of them. Sarah Silverman's done blackface a couple of times. Kimmel, yeah, but they get a pass. They're on the right side. They're on the right team. See how that
Amazing,
works?
isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
He apologized. It was good enough.
Yeah. It's all,
So
all that was
sorry.
necessary.
In deep retrospect,
Sure. Look back on it
realized
now.
how offensive and poor taste that was. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was funny at the
It was
time.
great. It was a great bit.
So Prime Minister Blackface said the federal government is working with the Ottawa police to put an end to the protest. We will continue to work with law enforcement agencies to ensure that people are protected and to ensure that this protest, which is now becoming illegal, does come to an end.
What's illegal about it?
They're blocking the roadways.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that gets into a gray area. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the blockade at a U.S. border in southern Alberta seems to be easing up after official truckers blocking access to the border agreed to open some block lanes. Frankly, the protesters feel their message has been heard, said a lawyer representing them. Nobody wants this blockade to happen anymore. On the street, supporters of the Freedom Convoy are said to have been handing out free food to anyone who needs it. The Freedom Convoy truckers are providing free meals for the homeless in Ottawa, yet the media and Prime Minister Blackface turn a blind eye to this. It's an inconvenient truth for them. How the truckers were funding themselves was made clear after the fundraising page was set up and then suddenly shut down. Organizers were told they needed to explain how the millions of dollars of raised funds would be spent. So they answered, money raised will be dispersed for our truckers to aid them with the cost of the journey. Funds will be spent to help cover the cost of fuel for our truckers, first and foremost. Will be used to assist with food if needed and contribute to shelter if needed. And then goes on to say, we are now aware of a significant element in the United States that have been involved in the funding, organizing, and demonstrating. They have converged on our city, and there are plans for more to come. Organizers, including one who espoused white supremacist views, raised millions for the Cross Canada truck convoy against vaccine mandates. Yeah, so one guy espoused and white supremacist views, which in today's day and age could mean he voted Republican.
Damn
he
right.
voted for Trump,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Like he had a Trump flag. That would count as espousing white supremacist
it
views.
absolutely would, yeah.
So when you don't tell me in the thing what he said, like he was running up and down Ottawa streets calling everyone the N-word that he saw.
Yeah, he's got a big swastika tattoo on his forehead.
Yeah. Many Canadians have been angered by some of the crude behavior of the protesters. We've seen crude behavior from protesters.
Yeah, I thought they were feeding the homeless. It's
Yeah.
Crude.
But some urinated or parked on the National War Memorial.
Okay.
One girl danced on the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. I don't know if you saw that. It's a big thing. And she was doing a little jig,
She get blown out? She get fucking blown out?
No.
You do that shit here, they'll fucking run you down.
Yeah.
Up there, they're so nice. They
Yeah.
let her do it. Fuck around like that here.
So I don't know what that. So some urinated, so they whizzed outside.
Well, you're protesting. It's not like
Yeah.
you can go anywhere to go do it.
I don't want to hear about this temperature. Did they knock the War Memorial statues down?
Did they loot a Nike store?
Did they? Yeah.
what are
Were
we
they
talking about
spray
here?
painting did they spray paint all over the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier?
They can tear down the memorial?
Oh, one tap dancing tennies in front of it. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow. This
Yeah.
is getting illegal now.
Yep. Shut it down.
A number
Shut it
carried
down.
signs and flags with swastikas. I would think most people in there would be like, "Would you put that shit down?"
You would think, yeah.
Like,
Hey,
dude,
dickhead,
you're
you're not helping the fucking cause.
That screams like someone infiltrating your shit.
That's probably
which we've
true.
seen
Yeah.
plenty.
And there's definitely some asshole that might do it.
Yeah.
But you would think that,
Yeah.
that people would step in and knock that shit down.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
guy.
would.
Sorry, guy. We're not going to have that here.
Yeah, we've seen a number of these cases that turn out to be false flags. Like an infiltration group goes in and fucks with a rally. We've seen that. I'm not saying that's happening
no.
here for sure. I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that most people, like 99% of people in a rally like that,
Yeah.
would fucking kick someone's teeth in and
Right.
go, dude, you were going to fuck this whole thing up for us
Yep.
with that shit.
Exactly. Do
Take
that
your
shit on your
shit
own
and
time.
go
Do
home.
that on your own time.
We're-
Go back
we're-
to your meeting and fucking
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Yes.
We don't need you.
They're protesting a rule, by the way, that took effect January 15th. This is what this all boils down to. Requiring truckers entering Canada be fully immunized from coronavirus. The Canadian Trucking Alliance has estimated that 85% of truckers in Canada are vaccinated. The protesting truckers also have received praise from Donald Trump. There's a problem.
Oh, that is a big problem.
That's a
Red
big
flag.
problem.
It's an orange flag.
Tweets of support from Elon Musk. I saw Russell Brand was like, I'm all with you guys,
Good,
man.
yeah.
He came out and said that.
Well, because clearly, if you're vaccinated, you can't bring the virus across the border with you.
Right.
You're immune to it.
Right.
You can't spread it. So they're protecting all Canadians by making them be vaccinated.
Yeah.
Is that right? Did
I
I have that
think-
right?
yeah, I think so.
that's right. That's what Fauci told me.
Yeah. Well, he would never lie.
Clear.
The demonstration began as a move to force the Liberal government of Prime Minister Blackface to drop a vaccine mandate for cross-border truckers. It has since turned into a more populist anti-blackface Prime Minister movement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
It will happen.
We're here. We're not going anywhere until we achieve our objective to see an end to all COVID-19 mandates and the restoration of freedoms of all Canadians. So, yeah, good luck to them. Mm-hmm. Hang in there, boys.
Fight the good fight, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's what it takes. Fucking action.
Yeah.
It's what it takes. I mean, I'm not supporting civil war, but you can't just let them keep fucking pushing you around.
Yeah.
You got to take a stand at some point.
Yep. Throughout history, that's what people have done.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
That's how change is evoked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter is trying to do that.
Are they?
Yeah. Do you consider them more of a religious cult
No.
or a government, but like a third government? But like Republican, Democrat, Black Lives Matter. I think it's more of a government agency at this point.
Yeah. I mean, between the two, yeah, I would go more government agency than
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
They found for religious freedom, so they don't have to pay taxes.
No, they've gotten they already don't have to. I don't think
They're
because
exempt.
yeah, can't charge them.
Smart.
Let me read this story to you. I think it says in there what status they've gotten that gives them some sort of protection, tax stuff. But those protections come with laws and rules
Sure.
that you need to follow. So the Indiana Attorney General has slammed Black Lives Matter as a falling house of cards before the activist group shut down all of its fundraising websites late yesterday afternoon.
Ooh.
The move comes as BLM was forbidden to collect donations in California and Washington, of all places, due to its lack of financial transparency. But then they continue to do so anyways.
Uh-oh.
Attorney General Todd Rokita compared BLM to an illegal enterprise following a typical pattern of financial scheming. It appears that the house of cards may be falling, and this happens eventually with nearly every scam, scheme, or illegal enterprise. I see patterns that scams kind of universally take. Failure to provide board members, failure to provide even executive directors, to make your filings available. It all leads to suspicion. This followed a letter from the California Department of Justice threatening that BLM leaders could be held personally liable if they fail to disclose financial records about the charity's $60 million in donations within the next 60 days.
Okay.
The warning follows an order from Washington State instructing BLM to immediately cease fundraising in the state due to its lack of financial transparency.
Okay.
The charity could face fines upwards of $2,000 for each contribution received while being out of compliance.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Insiders also allege BLM's charity registration is out of compliance in Connecticut, Maine, Maryland, New Jersey, North Carolina, Virginia.
And the list goes on.
California AG Rob Bonta accused the organization of failing to submit its annual financial reports and alleged it was in delinquent status. An organization that is delinquent, suspended, or revoked is not in good standing and is prohibited from engaging in conduct for which registration is required, including soliciting or disbursing charitable funds.
We should start a go fuck yourself for them.
Yeah. There you go.
Supplement some income.
Sure. So if they fail to submit these documents, it's charity exempt status. That's what they
Okay,
filed
because it's
for.
a charity then.
Yeah, it's charity.
Is that what that is?
Sure. I see him as a riotous fucking mob, but
Yeah, well, whatever.
Sure.
Potato, potato.
yeah. So its charity exemption status will be revoked. It could also face fines for each month or partial month for which reports are delinquent. The letter threatened that directors, trustees, officers, return preparers would personally be liable for all pennies, interest, and other costs incurred to restore exempt status. Charitable assets cannot be used to pay these avoidable costs. Ooh.
Okie dokie.
So it's like, oh, you're going to hit us with a $3 million fine. Yeah, but you can't take it out of the fucking charity bin to pay it.
I guess we're going to have to sell a couple houses.
Yeah, yeah. The notice comes just days after it was revealed that Black Lives Matter has not had anyone in charge of its finances since co-founder Patrisse Cullors resigned last May. Cullors stepped down because she bought up like 4 houses.
Yeah, those houses. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. 3 in L.A. and 1 in Atlanta. Yeah, so came under a little bit of scrutiny for that.
Yeah.
Buying up mansions all over.
You resign, take the money, and run. Like I think something's not so right
Yeah.
for a nonprofit.
The scrutiny also comes after it was reported that the group transferred $6.3 million to Patrisse Cullors' spouse, Janaya Khan, and other Canadian activists to purchase a mansion in Toronto.
Okay.
They are yet to file a 2020 return. A Form 990 is required, which could see BLM fined by the IRS.
Okay.
Lori Styron, executive director of Charity Watch, said, like a giant ghost ship full of treasure drifting in the night with no captain, no discernible crew, and no clear direction.
Okay. A rudderless ship.
Yeah, it's falling apart. It seems a bit, it seems.
Yeah.
Paul Keminar, an attorney with the National Legal and Policy Center, added that a full audit was needed, describing the situation as grossly irregular. The National Legal Policy Center will be filing a formal complaint with the Attorney General of Washington and California to impose the maximum penalties for their flagrant and repeated violations of the charity disclosure laws in those states, and it seems many others. In its report, a snapshot of which was shared with the Associated Press, BLM Foundation said individual donations are its main fundraising platform. They averaged, what do you think? What do you think the average donation to Black Lives Matter is?
Per person, per year?
Yeah, per person. Like, oh, we got a new donation.
Based on what half came out of your mouth, I'm going to say $13.
30.
Damn.
$30.76.
Okay.
More than 10% of donations were reoccurring.
All right.
The report does not state who gave the money in 2020, and leaders declined to name prominent donors. I'll name them for you. Nike,
Yeah.
Apple, Google,
Ooh.
Pepsi, Coca-Cola, George Soros.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my first stab at a list.
Just a guess.
They're not going to name the prominent donors.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
2 months later, reports began. BLM said at the time they were sharing the details in a bid to be more transparent. So
Yeah, well,
$30 for most people.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you who gave
No.
big money.
Here you go. This is our average bullshit.
2 months later, reports began emerging which showed Cullors had amassed a $3.2 million property empire, owning 4 properties, Los Angeles, 3 of them in L.A., and one
All
outside
just
of Atlanta.
purchased.
Sure, yeah.
It's fucking insane.
She stood down and announced that 2 people were taken over as executive directors, Makani Themba and Monifa Bandali.
Okay.
Although a media advisory was released indicating that they were tapped to play the role of senior co-executives at BLM, we were not able to come to an agreement with acting leadership. As a result, we did not have the opportunity to serve in this capacity. Themba and Bandeli said they do not know now who is running BLM, as their discussions never progressed.
That'd be a great move. Just bounce out the door and be like, they're in charge.
Yeah.
I nominate them.
Those 2.
Yep. Good enough.
They'll take it from here.
They're like, I don't fucking want this shit. Why? You can buy houses.
I just transferred $6.3 million to my what do they call partner?
Partner, spouse.
To my partner,
Yeah.
just closed on these 4 houses.
We're going.
You guys got this, Holmes.
Right.
Peace. I'm out.
We're going to get one in Toronto.
Peace. I am out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's not going to end well. I don't think.
Nope.
And I really hope that the punishment is equal across the board. I hope that they don't get some leniency in the Californias of the world.
The problem is,
And
if they do go hard on that organization,
it'll be collective.
it'll just be viewed as, oh, you took these people down so hard because they're black.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why you
Right?
need a collective on that, because if there's discrepancies between what California does and what Texas does or what Florida
Yeah.
does, then there's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Even though whatever they do, they might go extra hard, but I'm sure it's going
Well,
to be legitimate.
Each
whereas,
state is probably going to have different laws for their state.
yeah. Well,
And
you
so
list-
Texas
you
prosecutes
rattled
one
off
way
a
and-
litany of states that they're non-compliant with,
Right.
And all
Right.
should be charged or at least investigated or however that all works.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out on a state by state basis, based on the color, not of the skin, of the state.
Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting if California decides not to prosecute.
Yeah.
And Maine does.
Yeah.
But it'd be par for the course in the world we're living in right
True.
now.
Very true. Very true.
You're a fan of Dave Portnoy?
I am.
Yeah, I like Dave Portnoy.
I do. I think
He's a good man.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good things. I'm not saying he's a saint
No.
or anything like that, but
None of us are.
He's done some very good things in this world.
He has. It turns out this dude loves to fuck chicks.
Yeah. Well. Hey,
And,
okay.
and fuck them hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
That was the original story that came out. The one chick was like, "God, I know it's consensual, but I felt like I got raped." I mean, hey, everybody's got their thing.
What
right?
is the yeah, I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna smack a bitch up in a bedroom.
No, but some people are.
I know. This whole choking thing. I
Yeah.
just like I get wanting to make her fucking gag on it,
Yeah.
choke on it.
Sure.
Just fucking tears
Yeah.
running down her face. It's one of my favorite porns.
Yeah.
If you can find a toilet seat to put her on her neck,
Sure.
a little more degrading, hilarious. But this idea of really smacking a bitch up,
Yeah, I got to tell you, the choking thing
Yeah.
comes way more from them than from us.
you think?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
You've been choked quite a few times?
No. I'm not saying I get choked, that they want to be choked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like I'm going to fucking choke your ass.
Yeah.
I've had fucking chicks like, I've freaked out a couple of times. Like, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
No, I'm done.
They turning blue
Harder.
or anything?
Yeah, like, I mean, kind of. Like
yeah.
harder. Like okay. Like no, not your dick, your hand. I'm like, I can't. It's weird.
I did it. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had anyone ask me to do that.
Really?
What kind of freaky bitches you hanging out with, T?
I don't know.
So Dave Portnoy is now suing an ex after she claimed the pair had violent sex, left her bleeding and with a broken rib.
Ooh.
His former partner, Kayla, told Business Insider her sexual encounters were more aggressive than she anticipated. She claims Portnoy would choke her to the point where she couldn't breathe, left red marks on her body from forceful spankings, and gripped her rib cage so tightly it felt as if her body was compressing in on itself. It was so rough, she suffered rug burns and bled on the carpet.
I mean, who hasn't been there?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
If you're doing it on the carpet,
Yeah.
you're getting rug burns.
Yeah, right. And why the fuck is Business Insider the one doing this?
Yeah,
Is that not a little red flag?
Yeah,
I know.
it's a little
that's
weird.
that's a little red flag for me, man.
Yeah.
That they don't.
Unless they look at him as a businessman.
I mean, that's not their wheelhouse. Like,
No.
let's stick to the business side, not the smear campaigns. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's let TMZ handle that side of it.
right. Kayla also alleged he would film their sex sessions without her knowledge, an accusation 2 other women have made about him.
Well, then how does she know?
Questions. Portnoy vehemently denies the allegations and claims his entire relationship with Kayla was consensual and that she was 100% aware I was filming her at all times. This girl slid into my DMs to have sex with me. She has sex with me multiple times. She told me she enjoyed it. She sent me videos. She stayed in touch for 3 years. She never once complained.
Yeah.
Now, 5 years later, suddenly she's very upset. Give me a break. I have all the facts and evidence that contradicts direct quotes from her. He responded to her allegations in a blog post. His response detailed her accusations and featured text correspondence
Yeah,
between
I
them.
remember he did that. He put her on blast and was like, "Okay, bitch, here."
Yeah.
And sent up and put out her texts. Like,
Yeah.
"Okay, you want to say this? Here's all these times. Here's a month after you say that I fucking raped you so hard that you fucking couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And you begging to come over and blow me.
Yeah.
Because I was in town."
Kayla liked rough sex as much as I did. At no point did she ever complain or ask me to stop or act frightened or in distress. At no point ever during our relationship did Kayla indicate she was uncomfortable with anything we ever did. Never. He acknowledged Kayla's alleged rib injury, claiming the pair joked about it. Additionally, he shared these texts between the two that show Kayla applauding him for holding her title for most aggressive sex.
Okay, yeah.
He has documented proof that Kayla continued to send me unsolicited messages as recently as 2020, which was 3 years after we hooked up. His attorneys say to her to retract the false allegations, and failure to do so will expose you to substantial liability for defamation. Kayla decided to move forward with sharing her story in an effort to stand up for these girls who were allegedly victimized by Portnoy. I know what happened to me, and I know what I experienced. I know what I went through. I remember everything in those encounters so vividly. I'm determined to speak up and share my story. Portnoy is also suing Business Insider.
There you go.
She first reached out to Portnoy in 2017 through his DMs on Instagram. She was 21. They exchanged a couple flirty messages,
Sure.
and then she flies into New York City and bangs him.
Yep.
She claims the encounter was incredibly aggressive, but was too intimidated because of his stardom to push him off. I have never experienced that before. Like, sure, it's fun to get choked a little. It was just way too much. It was scary. I was getting no air, not being able to breathe. It's hard to stand up for myself. It's like, oh, he's so much older and he's famous.
And then even if that were the case,
Yeah.
and you got there, you had a little buyer's remorse, got in a little over your head, weren't fucking ready for what just went down, then you never, ever, ever come back.
Yeah.
You just go away, you take your fucking lumps, and you move on.
God, you sound like such a fucking man.
But you don't.
You sound like a racist,
But
too.
you don't. You just keep coming back. So you, Kayla, can fuck off.
She returned a month later.
Of course, I know.
Yeah. I just thought, like, he wants to see me again. How cool is that? He likes me. I'm good enough to get a second invite. During their second encounter, yeah, Portnoy slapped her in the face with full force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would do such a thing?
I've never open hand slapped a bitch.
No.
I got to be honest with you. Even if she asked me to.
No.
And I don't think I could.
I have, but not sexually. She had it coming.
Smushed? Did you mush her?
No,
or
I
did you
slapped. I fucking slapped, yeah. But I was slapped first.
Yeah. Okay.
And I returned with a
Self-defense?
slap.
Good. Good for you. She also alleged they had very painful sex on the rug. She could feel the skin on her back pulling away during intercourse. Why don't you just have him and go, can we move on to the fucking couch? Is that so out of line?
Yeah, clearly.
You feel your skin pulling away from your back. You don't go, hey, Dave, hold on a 2nd. I'm getting fucking tore up back here. Let's go into the bedroom.
Yeah.
Really? Does this fucking walking Barbie doll have nothing she can say? She can't stand up for herself on anything?
She can say cash grab.
Yeah.
That's what she can say. All I want is just some hush money to fucking go away, and good for him.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No. Here you go. I'm not falling for this stuff. And fuck Business Insider for running that smut.
Yeah. She claims they eventually relocated to the bedroom where he attempted to bang her in the ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a move.
And with her, despite her telling him no 3 or 4 times, he didn't ask. He just tried to force it in. He eventually listened and gave up. It was during that sex session she suffered the injury to her ribs that a physician diagnosed as an assumed fracture. Portnoy called her a liar. Huh. Well, then why did you keep coming back to have sex you didn't enjoy? Even when she claims she was so scared by the sex on the carpet and the rib incident, she decided to stay at my apartment and hook up all night. I didn't try to have anal sex with her 4 times. I've had anal sex twice in my fucking life ever. And suddenly I'm trying it 4 times with a girl I just met. Total fucking bullshit.
Right.
Yes, we did fuck on the rug. Yes, she did get a rug burn. I remember that. And by the way, if you have sex on an old rug, you will get a rug burn. 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
I remember her joking about a rib injury, even though she says she never told me about it. Once again, I have proof. We joked about it, and she's lying. Bottom line is, there's never an ounce of any fear or any body language cues that she's claiming years after the fact. None. She has no facts to back up her story, and I have tons of facts to back up mine.
Yep.
She was sending me unsolicited messages for 3 years after we started hooking up. She lied. She somehow said she somehow deleted all these, but I still have them. She went into graphic detail about her sexual escapades, including having scary, aggressive sex, her words, not mine, in a hotel sauna with a celebrity friend of mine. She openly tells me she misses my dick. She reaches out and says I look hot. All of this is years after all the trauma I supposedly put her through.
Yep.
Again, for the millionth time, I would never do anything with girls she's not responding to. Yeah, she says she calls them fucking hot. She's got like a puppy she's trying to get a foster home for. If you can help me find a foster for this, you'll 100% get laid. Miss that dick.
It's bullshit. I know. I love that he put that shit on blast.
Yeah.
That he put it out there preemptively.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, that he was told it was going to come out.
Yep.
And he reached out to her and Business Insider going, hey, what the fuck? Hold on. What are we doing? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? And then they talked to him and were like, look, this is false. I can refute all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
don't run
They
it.
came out with it anyways.
And they were like, fuck you, and they ran it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's why, good, he's going to sue him. He's going to fucking sue her.
Yeah.
She's not going to get a dime. They're both going to get fucking crushed in this.
Yeah.
And
Here's
I
what
love that he made it public.
Here's
all
what
right,
he
you
said.
twat.
Yeah.
Here's all your text messages.
Yeah. He said, I'm suing Julia Black and Business Insider. Somebody has to be the guy who says enough is enough. A guy who's willing to burn to make sure his enemies burn.
Yeah.
So
we've been saying
burn
this.
with him. Every lawyer in the country that I've talked to has said, Dave, do you really want to sue? Sure, you have every right to be furious, but is it worth your time and energy? Do you want to be in court in the middle of the summer instead of at the pool? Do you want to put your entire life on blast for the world to see? Blah, blah, blah. The answer is unequivocally yes. There will be no settling. No amount they can pay me to get me off their backs. I won't rest till I put these people out of business. Like I always say, the reason I come out on top 100% of the time in these things is because I always have the truth on my side, and I do here once again.
Good. Amen. Good
Yeah.
for him, man.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking great. And
Yeah.
we've been saying that for a while, that, that's the only way, is to start suing these people and start making it count, because there's no repercussions coming from any other place.
Yeah.
And so if you can factually back your stuff up and you can get into court and you can, whether it be monetary or whatever the repercussions of it are,
Yeah.
that's the only way that anything's ever going to happen or ever going to change.
We've set the stage for, I think Portnoy's worth something like $60 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've set the stage where any interaction with you have, we've seen, I know guys this has personally happened to. You know a guy that this personally happened to.
Yeah.
Happened to play football for the Lions. And some bitch decided she was pregnant, faked the whole fucking thing, and tried to get $25,000 out of it.
Yeah.
Small. And these guys, a lot of times, to avoid the headlines,
just not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Especially if you're married or any other stuff.
Yeah,
that-
you got a
other
girlfriend.
circumstances that you don't want to fuck around with.
So we've you know,
Oh, wait, you got to believe all women.
right,
Yeah.
right. So none of us in the world have ever met a lying bitch.
No.
Sure, that's never happened.
That
Or a
bull-
lying asshole. I mean, we all know girls that lie, guys that lie.
Yeah.
It's no different.
I've had that done to me twice. This bitch say she was pregnant when she wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've Pavlov dogs this idea that anybody with a little bit of splash, a little bit of money, a little bit of power, they can be taken down and you could just get an easy paycheck.
Yep.
Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to go like that. I'd rather sit at the pool than in a fucking courtroom.
Just make it go away.
What do you need, bitch? You need $100,000. I'm worth $60 million.
Yep.
Take your fucking $100,000 and go away. But he's like, no.
Yeah.
And we need more people to do that.
You're absolutely right. That's like I
Really
said.
do.
That's what we've been saying, that you got to fucking get out in front of this thing. That's the
Yeah.
only way anything's ever going to change, because if you just let it keep going rampant like that,
And that would be really hard to do, dude. Honestly, if you had $100 million in the bank and some bitch was harassing you,
Yeah.
and you knew you could buy her off for $250,000,
yeah.
I mean, instead of putting your family through that, your kids through that,
Hey.
your friends, your
Principle.
business relationships.
And that's just it. If he's got nothing to really hide, I mean, I'm sure there's something in his past that he's got to hide. But in these circumstances, okay, great, we had rough sex. Well, it's not illegal. It's
It
not.
makes him sound like a fucking baller in the bedroom.
Yeah, I'm sure, right? He's probably going to get more box out of it
Oh,
going
yeah.
forward. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you could choke the shit out of me, Dave. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take those rug burns. Fuck
Break
yeah.
my rib.
Yeah.
Break my rib.
Exactly.
This didn't count unless you break my rib.
Yeah. Portnoy should go to LPL.
Yeah, you should.
Because your investment plan should be created just for you. However, developing and maintaining a comprehensive financial plan can be a bit of a balancing act. Mark and Jay at LPL Financial can deliver the guidance needed to develop a well-balanced investment plan. Call today and tell them that you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark or Jay.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Also, click on the My Pillow link on our website.
Nope.
No, that's not right. Go to
TDC
mypillow.com.
link. Use code TDC
Use code TDC.
on MyPillow.
Yeah, the slippers, I love them. Hat loves them.
Yep.
Ryan loves them.
Absolutely.
50% off right now.
Yep.
Use promo code TDC. Overstock items like
order one
Shicks.
size a little bigger.
Yeah.
Go a little big on
Exactly.
you. Do yourself a favor. Go up one size.
Yep. Sheets are 60% off, as low as $39.99. Those Giza sheets. My Giza sheets are the shit.
Yes.
It's the best cotton in the world. I bought all of it. And for people that use TDC, promo code TDC, get a free copy of Mike's book.
Yeah.
What are the odds from crackhead to CEO?
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic read. All his stories that you've heard and plenty more are in there.
Yeah.
So, get
Good
a free
read.
book out of it. Yeah. All right. Should we do a little email?
Let's do that.
All right. Gentlemen, your thoughts on how to make the Seven Dwarves concept more modern got me thinking. These really don't even need to be little people, but I think it would make things so much more amusing. I think you got to keep them little people.
I mean, it's not Snow White and the seven fucking dudes.
Assholes,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's Snow White and the Siete Snow Blanco and the Siete Dwarfos.
Yeah. Grumpy. So if you want to update him, this is according to Mac.
Mr. T.
Our friend Mac. Grumpy, bodybuilder
Wait,
dwarf.
is this Mackenzie?
Yeah.
Fuck.
We'll get to the titty pics.
All right.
Grumpy, bodybuilder dwarf with roid rage.
Okay.
All right. Dopey.
Yeah.
Basically an autistic savant. Can't handle normal situations, but can solve quantum physics related problems without even lifting a finger.
What if he's like a heroin addict? If he's dopey.
Dopey, yeah. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be
Another
with the
angle.
times.
Yeah, right. Keep it
Tons of
relevant.
people. Doc, typical asshole doctor stereotype, major god complex who is only good at keeping people alive. Essentially, I'm picturing a little person version of Dr. House.
All right.
Happy, maybe a Downs little person. Not annoyingly happy, but a genuinely happy person.
Okay.
It's not bad. Sneezy, just has super bad allergies. Not just sneezes, but is constantly complaining about a sinus infection, watery eyes. Sleepy, chronic narcolepsy that essentially turns into a Weekend at Bernie's. Bashful, just put Steve Carell in this role, but playing the character in 40-year-old virgin. Don't ever acknowledge the fact that he's not a little person. I could see this being amusing if this were shot in an Ocean's 11 type of caper, just 7 little people or 6+1, going about their lives in modern day while living together. Maybe instead of a cave or whatever, they live in the basement apartment in New York City. P.S. The titty pic was by request only. If you want to see these glorious moobs, you just have to ask, boys. My girlfriend already authorized the request.
Outstanding.
So let's get
Mackenzie, fucking send it. Let's go. Let's see what you're working with.
No, let's. His girlfriend authorized this, so we have authorization to see his girlfriend's titties.
Yeah. Well, we need for reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need.
So if you can get that girlfriend of yours, pop them titty pics over here. We'd appreciate it. We understand that you have already gotten this authorized
Okay.
request
Perfect.
in writing.
Good for her.
So we're getting closer, T.
Yeah.
We're getting closer.
Excellent.
Let's see.
Sounds like a hell of a screenplay. We have a Hollywood savant coming in here soon. We'll pitch that to him.
There you go.
See, maybe it's got some legs.
There you go. Mike, it's great to hear you back. T-Roy is a great co-host, and I feel like the show is as good as it's ever been. It's hard to believe that Troy is a long-time radio professional.
Ah, you don't know.
Out of the States. He's big up
Yeah,
here.
it's big in Guam.
During the Ebola drama back in 2014, you interviewed your friend I think his name was Derek. Yes, you are correct.
Oh, Dr. Lenz.
You and Jay were worried about Ebola spreading, and Derek laughed and said it wasn't going to become a big deal. During our current pandemic, the only time I recall you mentioning Derek was that he advised you not to use Perel because it doesn't work. Why would he laugh off Ebola but take COVID seriously?
That's a great question.
It is a good question. In a polite and respectful way, could you ask your friend what good they are to society?
An even better question.
They're employed at every hospital, and they're like any of these friends. That
Yes.
He's a, what is Derek technically? A virologist, epidemiologist?
Immunologist.
Immunologist, yeah. He's got like 3 masters, though. In different.
Yep.
They're employed at every hospital and university, yet once we got hit with a pandemic, all they did was tell us to lock down. None of these experts ever gave us any good advice to help our chances dealing with the virus. I hate to be so negative, but it seems like all that experts do is spread fear. Thanks again for your great show. You're the only local show that I can listen to because you call out the hypocrisy of the last 2 years. I have a lot of respect for you. In July of 21, I heard your former co-producer, that would be Mark Fellhauer, blame the people who refuse to wear masks and the unvaxxed as to why the pandemic's dragging.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah,
Sweet, dear liberal. Fuck, they train you well at Michigan, don't they?
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah, they got the Derek, they got the Fellhauer.
Exactly. I see a pattern.
I love them both, but fuck's sakes, man. All right, let's kill it there, T.
Cool.
I'm starving.
Yeah, let's find something to eat.
Let's find something to eat. Okay, have a good rest of the day, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday.
Saturday, a special matinee edition.
Little matinee edition with J. Chris Newberg, the great J. Chris Newberg. He's going to be at Stan's. One Night Stands. Do you have the number or anything?
I do. I don't have a number, but it is, nobody has phones anymore. It's all on the interwebs.
Yeah.
One Night Stands ComedyClub.com is the website to go on and look for tickets. There's 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Yep.
Still limited tickets available. I'm not sure what they did about the show that was canceled tonight.
Refunds.
Well, yeah, or possibly offer tickets to another show or however that works.
Yeah.
So if you do want to go or you want to get tickets, I suggest you move your ass.
All right, sounds good. So Michelle Dion, the wonderful, beautiful Michelle Dion,
Yep.
will be with him. So
Lovely and talented.
yes, of course. So that should be fun Saturday afternoon. Look for that or watch it later.
Yeah, you
whenever.
you might want to watch that.
might
one.
want to watch that.
That one's worth
That's
watching.
Good. That's good viewing. All right, have a good one, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.